We are thrilled to welcome here to the head table, competing in his first Rolex Kentucky, from New Zealand, currently tied for the lead, Tim Price. And we will go right into questions. Everybody's got a busy schedule, and thank you so much. We know you had a lot to do with the course, and we appreciate you taking the time, Tim. Questions? Nancy.
Tim, when you came here, did you have expectations of being equal first with Michael Young, the Olympic champion? Over here. Did you have any expectations of being equal first with Michael Young, since he's the Olympic champion and the be-all end-all of eventing?
I didn't really single out Michael. I was very aware that it was quite a very strong field this year, so that sort of set the precedent a bit higher. The challenge, the task seemed quite serious, and I came with all intent to do what I've done today, because he's a very capable horse and he's ready to perform in this department. So just wanted to put my best foot forward, and yeah, almost did that.
Next, John. Cheryl up here, John.
And what did you think were the highlights of your test today? What did you think you did especially well to tie you with Michael and beat William?
The preparation actually prior to the test, the last 3 days, just the suppleness in the horse and just working him in such a way that when we got into the ring today, the atmosphere gave him the lift and the extra dynamic, I think, to use to our advantage.
Thank you.
The clarification, then I'll ask another question. So your horse liked the atmosphere in the stadium?
He did, and he's relatively inexperienced, and in the past it hasn't always manifested in the same way. It's often gone the wrong way where it can be a disruption. But today I felt, based on my lead into the dressage test, my lead in over the last few days, that just helped us perform a good test.
Tell us a little bit about your horses. We don't know him really well here yet. Personality, what he's like around the stable, and just what kind of ride you need to have on him to do well.
He started off as a show jumper up to age 8 or 7, and he just turned his hand to this job very, very willingly. He loves it. He's an out-and-out character. He loves food first, and then he loves his job second. Okay. And he's just got desire in all departments. It's very compact. He does everything just within himself. He doesn't have any one thing that's way out there. He just does everything in a nice, very good way, I like to do.
Okay. And how long have you had him, and what's his barn name?
Dash.
Dash?
Dash. He's by a stallion called Karen Dash,
oh, okay.
a Dutch stallion, but he's called Dash. He's quite white everywhere and stuff like that. Yeah.
And what's that? How long have you had him, would you say?
What's that? 3 years, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry, guys.
Could you give us some impressions on the course for cross country for tomorrow?
I love it. I think it's a great course. I'm excited to be given it a go tomorrow. The park is just the ultimate place to have something like a cross country course of this level, in my opinion. And the way Derek's designed, like, it just lets you into the course. It starts out just allowing the horses a bit of freedom, I think, with their jump and their confidence, and then the questions start to come on. And I think it's, not having been here, but I've watched many years to see how the good guys have done well, and I think it will be the same this year, where rhythm will reign supreme as far as the clock and a tidy round and a comfortable round and healthy horses. Looking forward to it.
And of course, it's expected to rain tomorrow. How will that affect how you ride the course? Will that change how you ride the course?
I think essentially we've got to make those sort of plans as and when. I think there's probably only a couple of turns that might influence. I think maybe down and around to that corner, that peekaboo corner after the bank coming home. There might be somewhere where it looks like quite an aggressive line through there, and if it was to be wet, then that might be somewhere on a slightly strung out tired horse. You might need to just watch yourself a little bit. But having said that, I think the ground has had enough time to recover that I don't know the ground that well, but I don't know how much rain's forecast, but I think it would be able to withstand a fair bit of rain before it starts to really impact the going, but he's hoping anyway.
Why did you pick Kentucky over, say, Badminton? What made you want to come here this year?
I thought it would really suit this horse. It would allow him back into a good result, I'm hoping. He had a very good spring this time last year, Lamurthen, where he won. And then World Games didn't go to plan. We all know the ground there was not for every horse, and he struggled his way around and we didn't complete. And so I'd really wanted something that we might be able to avoid a similar thing happening, because he deserves to have an enjoyable experience. And I just thought I'd let Badminton settle for another couple of years with his new designer and things, and just weigh that up for the future. But that would be my main consideration, and aside to that, it would be the experience of flying him. He's never flown before, and I think he's a serious prospect for next year for Rio, and that's obviously an important part of a push through to Rio, is to be able to fly well. So he's thankfully flown over here really well and enjoyed it. He got off the plane really good. So that's that box ticked.
Any last questions? Okay, Sean can wrap it up.
It's a crazy question, but my editor's been asking me to ask this to many riders. Do you have a superstition or a lucky something, or something that you do always before cross country, or before you come to an event? Special underwear? Someone said.
No, to be honest, I think in the past I've had a few things I've tried to cling to, but the things that are starting to see me ride is just methodical repetition and just believing in my method and my ability. So no, I'm a bit boring there, sorry. I just rely on what I do.
Some of us would say that's the best way to go.
Yeah.
Tim, congratulations on your ride today. Thank you so much for taking the time to come up here and see us, and best of luck tomorrow.
Thanks.